This is where America has become, everyone in the news is saying, is a communist regime move, what she's doing.
If he does not have funds to pay off the judgment, and we will ask the judge to seize his assets.
This is an article from The Guardian about Letitia James and Judge Engeron, but mostly Letitia James. She did an interview where basically she's talking about just grabbing all of Trump's property when you just flat out confiscate public property. So here we go. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug TenNapel. This is where the happy patriots are. Don't you worry, guys. First of all, this whole case is probably going to get appealed, but even if it doesn't, Trump's going to win the presidency. And that's the big issue thing is money comes and goes and property comes and goes, but the presidency is more important than your property. It's more important that Trump become president because he has to go in and gut all of this corrupt garbage out. Let's get to the article at The Guardian. Letitia James says she'll seize Trump's assets if he fails to pay the $355 million fraud fine. Now, he has to go through all kinds of appeals and stuff, even before they can find out if he has to even pay the stuff.
4 days after a judge ordered Donald Trump to pay $355 million for a decade of fraud, New York Attorney General Letitia James says she's prepared to do everything she can to make sure the former president pays his fine.
New York Attorney General says she may seek enforcement mechanisms in court if ex-president does not have funds to pay, because there's rumors that Trump could try to go bankrupt to get out of this. There's rumors that he could try and negotiate all this stuff down. And so she's just responding. She's ignorant. This woman is as bad as Fani Willis. These are the lowest tier, trashy, unprofessional, ignorant people. They were put in this leadership position for reasons of political advocacy and expedience and has nothing to do with their being talented. So they're not good. They don't know what they're doing. That's first. The New York State Attorney General, Letitia James, said that she will seize Donald Trump's assets if he does not pay the $355 million civil fraud fine stemming from his financial fraud trial. Quote, if he does not have funds to pay off the judgment, then we will seek judgment enforcement mechanisms in court, and we will ask the judge to seize his assets, unquote. James said in an ABC News interview on Tuesday evening, that was last night. Gee, I wonder how that judge might respond, given they're all Democrats like Judge Engeron. She knows she's going in and going, I'll just ask the Democrats to get more money from Trump. She might as well say, I'll ask the Democrat Party instead of a judge, because they're the same thing. Okay, James added that she would not hesitate to seize Trump's buildings, including his 40 Wall Street skyscraper in Manhattan. Listen to this. This is like a total indictment of her character. Quote, we are prepared to make sure the judgment is paid to New Yorkers. And yes, I look at 40 Wall Street each and every day, unquote. Letitia James told ABC, slobbering, sweating, with eyes turning like cuckoo circles, as she's staring in covetousness at that giant, beautiful Trump skyscraper. This is corrupt. This is what communists do. You do not have property rights under communism. The government owns everything. And in this case, what are Trump's rights to his own building? They just make up a puppet show of a case to claim that even though there's no crime, there's no victim, there's no one to pay this to.
Trump was held liable for exaggerating his wealth and inflating the value of his real estate so banks would give him low-interest loans. Trump insisted the banks liked doing business with him.
They said no victim, no one got harmed, the banks got paid back. So no harm, no foul.
There's no proof that he wronged New York. You have one judge, Engeron, and one corrupt Letitia James getting together and going, we're going to extract 350, $1/3 billion from one of our most popular developers in New York and scare business out for a generation.
Trump said the penalty against him would drive other businesses out of New York.
We'll appeal, we'll be successful, I think, because frankly, if we're not successful, New York State is gone.
Last Friday, a New York judge fined Trump, his two eldest sons, and associates $300. Who goes after his sons? What did Eric Trump do? Just imagine if this was reversed, if this was anybody else, if they went after Hunter Biden. You can't go after Hunter Biden. Okay, he makes his scam artwork. He is found with weapons on him, even though he's a felon. With cocaine in the White House. He gets away with millions, tens of millions of dollars in corrupt dealings. But his last name is Biden, not Trump. This is communism, guys. Trump and his legal team have denied any wrongdoing. Trump's attorney, Alina Habba, attacked the verdict as, quote, manifest injustice and part of a multi-year politically fueled witch hunt that was designed to take down Donald Trump. Trump claimed on his platform, Truth Social, that there were no victims in this case. Now, that is true. Quote, he engaged in the massive amount of fraud. This is Letitia James said of Trump. It wasn't just a simple mistake, a slight oversight. The variations are wildly exaggerated, and the extent of the fraud was staggering, even though no bank said they ever had damages, no lender ever had damages. They all just said they made money on them and they would love to do business with them again. That's not what people who are victims of crimes talk like. Okay. And Kevin O'Leary, we already did videos on that where he just said, look, this is what every business in New York does, but only one business gets indicted because this is about election interference. The latest fine comes in addition to $83 million judgment for Trump on a defamation suit brought by the journalist and author and sleazy woman, Jean E. Carroll. This is not going to stand because I believe on appeals, all you have to do is show how Trump was uniquely singled out and charged in this way by Engoron, because this kind of a case has never been brought before in New York history, and that he had to pay a fine that no one else has to pay for doing the same thing. That is selective prosecution. So Trump's got this one. Letitia James is going down. Engoron's going down. And if you guys are watching this show, then it is thumbs up, subscribe, and join us as we happily march to usher and welcome Trump in as president right here in 2024. I'm Doug in Exile.